What's good, nephews? Big Unk, Chaos. And I know, I look a little chopped right now. Unk's got a haircut on the way. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. But I just had to say a quick thank you to all of you who've supported me over my YouTube journey for the past 3 years. We just hit 3 years of the channel. So huge thank you to all of you. And as part of that, I want to be a little bit more personal. So I'm going to start showing myself at least once per video, just so you guys get to see my cute face. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And be sure to tell your auntie I said hi. It's a happy Sunday, YouTube. What's good? It's your favorite Unk, Chaos, here to give you all the ultimate farming guide on where winds meet, so you can go from rags to straight riches. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comment section, because I have a lot of videos planned, and whatever you guys want to see next will be what happens. You all determine the path we go on our Where Winds journey, young masters. No diddy. Now, some of you might be wondering, why am I doing a video on this describing farming? I mean, the game essentially is, a story mode mixed with a co-op. You don't have to farm to play the game, and that's true. However, some players like to optimize their strategies, and this is just some tips and some approaches that I learned for the most optimal way to do so. So if you're looking for specific gear, specific items, this is going to be one of the better ways of doing so. So I also wanted the opportunity to just give back to the community a little bit. I won't lie to you guys. This game has been phenomenal. It's been something that I enjoyed. Me and my friends have all played it. I've put on every single person I can when it comes to this game. So just a little thank you present to all of you. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the actual farming guide. First up are going to be the inner ways. I believe these are going to be one of the most important ways of leveling up for you in the game, especially with the fact that so many of them give you different abilities, have certain status effects. And if you go over to your inner way section, you click inner way breakthrough, you'll realize you need certain materials in order to unlock them. But what if I told you that even though I'm at 36 right now, there's actually a way to turn all of your useless inner ways into real ones? Head over to Tips Exchange. Then you're going to press whatever button you need to, and you're going to pull up this menu, and it'll show you all of the inner ways that you currently have. You also can see in the upper right here, a little 3. This talks about my vintage booklets. These are going to be useful for recycling. If I didn't, for example, need any of these, I would simply click on them, unlock them in this case, and I could recycle them. It would even tell me how many of these inner ways I get for them. With the abundance of inner ways I'm sure are sitting in all of your inventories right now, make sure you utilize this tool. There's also a way to convert them over, so you can take certain inner ways and convert the amount you have to others. So if I wanted to be stupid and take my moral chant, I can convert it to another epic or legendary inner way. Lastly, and with everything on here, if you go over to an item, you hit more and scroll down on the lower hand side, it'll tell you other routes of getting these items, whether it's the season shop, special items and events such as Thon of Eons event rewards, or even certain gameplay activities you can do. The next category are just going to be things I call, scrap, because I don't really know what to categorize items such as the Bluestone Lock, because, a lot of these are developmental materials. Tuning stone is, but there's a specific way you can farm various different amounts of them, such as the Scarlet Flame Ointment, the Tiger Bone Liquor, and of course, the ever-elusive Ebony Irons. Now, I don't know who actually originated this method, so nobody come for me in the comment section, but I found an amazing strategy. What you can do is you can go to your map and then find one of the outpost sieges you have not completed. Make sure you're not dumb like me and you're actually in solo mode so you can find them. Once you're done being a Goomba like me, you can find the outpost sieges that you have not completed. Teleport to them. Now, there are a million ways to skin an omelet or cook an egg or whatever it's called, but I definitely think that this one on the right-hand side of the K-Fang is probably going to be one of the easiest ones to do, mainly because if you go over to the side here, there's going to be a barrel. And you can actually pull out your arrow to shoot a majority of the enemies. Make sure you're not dumb and you have your actual fire arrow out. Pair it, knock back, and boom. They blow up. Then you run in here, pick up the items, run away like a thief in the night. That's probably far enough. I think you go back again. Provided you made enough distance, you're actually going to be able to immediately reset the stage. And boom, here they are. This way of farming allows you to get Ebon Irons, ointments. Specifically, you're going to be getting the ointments here, but a lot of the outpost maps, including the ones that you can do inside of the event challenge, have the same effect. In the Wandering Path sword trial, most people think that if they don't have any more energy, it's pointless to go. However, each of these battles of the joint battles are going to be at outpost sieges. These outpost sieges will in turn have various different items, whether they're bricks, flasks, ointments, whatever. You also have the capability of getting divine crafts, and that area I showed you specifically is going to help you with that. So make sure that you're still utilizing the joint battles, even if you have no energy, especially if you're just trying to farm up those materials. You're going to be needing them a lot later. Next up, it's going to be the various large tuning stones. In this case, the gold inlay for me. The Way City Merchant has some that you can purchase off of him, but for the most part, you're actually going to get this by salvaging your gear. So I don't know what most of you guys do with your gear if you're just holding on to it. I know a lot of people talk about having it, just for, I guess, arsenals. But me, I find to be the most effective way of increasing my power is to be scrapping my gear and leveling up. If I get a new piece of gear, I immediately scrap it if it has something better. Prime example, if I got something that didn't have max HP, even if it's gold, if I had critical hit rate or bamboo cut or anything, I'd replace it. And you need items to do that. Ways of getting weapons is simple. You just fight the game. Even if you don't necessarily kill something that is drops a purple, you're still going to actually get the tuning materials provided you scrap something depending on what it is. So keep that in mind. Don't just arsenalize all of your weapons. I know some of you are sitting out there with over 200 items in there with your extra seasonal pass slots. Oh, I don't like this guy. Hold up one second, y'all. I gotta spin up on my op. All right, Unk's done putting belt to ass. Now, finally, we have the Rhapsodies. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Essentially, these are going to be the most difficult thing to farm for because it's random, whether it's the sword trials. However, there is one technical way of getting it, although I wouldn't call it farming. Each week, the Hero Realm has a challenge where there are 2 different bosses you can fight using the group up, not the smart assist. I repeat, using the group up. If you use smart assist, just like with everything else, it'll be a chance. But with the group method, you're guaranteed one for each of these bosses to kill. Not necessarily a farming method, but a guaranteed way to get it each week. Now, I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm also working on videos explaining how to fight each of the bosses step by step in these group settings, so be on the lookout for those as well. Now, this one's going to be a technical one, but I do consider Obsidies, whatever they're called, to be farmable because there's so many of them and they're all around the map. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how you can find them for those of you who do not know. So if you open up the map and you're actually in the area, you can zoom in, you actually get an idea of where certain things will be at. Depending on your proximity, it'll tell you exactly where things are, but if you're close enough to it, you won't be able to see them. And while I can't necessarily see things such as Obsidies, I can see activities such as this. It doesn't really matter because Obsidies are going to typically be found around waypoints, random encounters. They're just going to be the most. Now, the types of Obsidies you're going to face are going to vary depending on the region you're in. If you're in Kaifeng and Qinghang, I can't say the names right, it's going to vary. So on the east side of the map is what I'll call it, the starting point of the map, you're going to find things like your purple butterflies, your honeybees, similar to that bear when you first fought him, when you had to shoot it with the fire arrow, you had to shoot that nest. You're going to see things like that in the original area. If you're ever confused on the actual Obsidies available, all you have to do is find the nearest collector to you, which you can locate on the map, find him, and they'll tell you exactly the ones they're looking for. You may have hundreds of these in your inventory, and you probably don't even realize it. And to be very clear, there are more than one Obsidian collectors in each map. So there's one right here for this guy, and I believe over here somewhere there's another. Nope, that's a bounty mark. It's somewhere over here. I promise you, each of them have 2. So please, please, please do not waste your time only going for one. Look around the entire map, make the connections, and actually try to collect these Obsidies. Get your vitality up so you can use more moves and spam it in ranked matches. Now, when it comes to gold, I won't even lie to y'all. The best way of doing that is to engage in co-op activities, whether it's PvP, PvE, it doesn't even matter. Even the card game, I got like 100K one day simply goofing off and playing the musical chairs thing. I hopped on the Mirage boat and I got a reward for that. You cannot underestimate the value of money. And this is one of the few games where the currency actually matters a lot more than you might think. So do not underestimate the value it needs, as well as the time you should put in place to make sure you're getting enough gold. Complete those activities. There are also numerous daily activities you get You can check within your battle pass as well to make sure that you're not missing up on any opportunities. A lot of it in there is free as well too. So check here in 2 days. I'm gonna get 10,000 gold. I'm not passing that up. There are also other shops and other other collectibles you can use, but unfortunately a lot of those are time-based, and I would encourage you all to reference game guide on that. I don't want to go through all here, that'll be a whole nother video, but make sure that you're collecting as much gold as you can through PvEs, PvPs. Play with your friends, just play with your friends. Ooh, look, another Obsidian. Now, I want to take 1 second to talk about a couple things that cannot be farmed. And I'm just going to say this because there's a little bit of, I guess, confusion. I won't call it misinformation. Not everyone's malicious or intentional when they say things that they don't understand. But you cannot farm for any energy recharges outside of the battle pass. And even then, there's going to be a limit. So those that you use to get your energy back, when they're gone. I would highly encourage all of you to save them a little bit closer towards when you're trying to min-max, or maybe get your sets. If you're looking for set pieces, maybe save those for that. I mean, everyone on YouTube's talking about never using them until you're at like level 71. I won't say that. That's gonna make me use them now. Why not? It's not hurting anybody. But you can definitely get some from the season shop. And